But an interaction he had this past Friday with one of the school's assistant athletic directors had the team stumped and frankly furious.
I told him the same explanation I just told you. Just trying to get faster, it never hurts to gain speed. And he questioned and said, "Oh, aren't you already fast as is?" I go, "Yeah." And then he tells me that I gained that speed from running from the police. Or that's how I gained that speed.
You heard that and thought what?
That was racist. There was no reason for him to say that.
The school declined to identify the staff member who made those comments, but Tony did not waste any time. He went home, told his mother what happened, and they decided Tony would be taking his talents elsewhere by transferring from Iona Prep to the public high school near his family's home.
We ended up pulling me out of the school. I decided to leave because of my current situation. As I'm already committed, I'm already going to school. I don't feel like I have to stay at a...
What's up, guys? What up? Welcome to another episode of The Good Faith Show. I'm your host, Andre Morton. And The Good Faith Show is only exclusively on the ATP Network. You can catch the ATP Network on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and Twitter. And also, too, I have some shameless plugs for you as well. On the bottom of your screen, on the ticker, follow the official ATP Network Twitter account. That's our handle right there, at ATP Network 247, and also follow the ATP Network crew. That's all they handles right there on Twitter as well. And also too, I got another Twitter account because the Twitter account I got now is heavily shadow banned. I mean, like, people is not seeing my stuff. Even when I go live, only because I'm anti-Israel. That's why I'm being shadow banned. But I mean, it is what it is. I still gonna leave it because I'm not paying for 2 fucking blue checks. But if you want to follow me on there, it's Andre X Reloaded 2. I already got a few people following me on there as well, which is dope. Yeah, man. Maybe it's good to start from ground stretch because now since the Zionists take over Twitter, like Twitter is being ran by a Zionist Nazi. I mean, what can you expect? And I'm not the only one getting suppressed to shadow ban. There's other people too. A lot of other bigger Twitter accounts bigger than me on the left getting suppressed too. So I'm not the only one, but it is what it is. And also too, like the video. It's free. It don't cost you a damn thing. So when you like the video, you support an ATP network. And we're not monetized. We don't make money off this. So like the people that love causing drama, like, keep your amps to yourself because we don't make no money off this. And also to go to GazaFunds.com. Like I'm saying, like, if you online all the time, like, then you got plenty of time to check this website out right here, GazaFunds.com. So yeah, man. I know what y'all just saw a few minutes ago. That's just brutally disgusting. The only reason why this guy could run fast because he run from the police. And of course, the school officials get their names hidden, right? The best say anonymous. So, but apparently, we got people in the online sphere that will get their names out. They'll eventually get exposed. But those officials should be fired. I mean, like, why would you say some shit like that? Like, that black people in the police don't really see eye to eye. I mean, of course you don't see eye to eye. I mean, hell, like, look at all the police brutality that been happening forever. Like, the first police were slave catchers. I mean, so, like, I hate when some people say, call the police. Like, what the fuck the police gonna do? They probably arrest my goddamn big black ugly ass. So, I mean, like, come on, man. Like, I understand a lot of people, everybody don't see the same thing as you. Like, police is not here to protect and serve. Police is to serve the capitalists, like, to protect property, So, man. And yesterday, shout out to Greg, aka Mad Crab. He came on to our show. Him and Liz had a good discussion, and I always ask people tough questions because, hey, that's what I do. So check that out on Tea Time. Eventually I might start going live with this, but right now I'm more comfortable doing this pre-recorded. Um, so yeah. So if you comment on YouTube or whatnot, like eventually I'm gonna see your comments. It's just that I'm I'm busy. So and then anyway, I got another video for you, man. I got a lot of shit to talk about today. Like this might be a goddamn 2 hour stream. I don't know, but we shall see. Um, like yeah, check this out. Like see the hypocrisy, in this video right here from Caroline Levitt. And shout out to my favorite TikToker. Like she should have way more traction than what she has. Like, man, like ever since TikTok came back, man, it's been weird. Like it's just been weird. I wouldn't say they suppressing content, it's just I don't know. But here you go.
Who didn't go to college or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay.
Okay, with that logic, why should people who want to abolish the police and end mass incarceration and the entire prison industrial complex have to pay for that? I mean, I don't pay taxes, but if I did, I would have no problem paying for your fucking student loans. I do have a problem with paying for pigs and war, endless fucking war and suffering. I don't want to pay for that. So MAGA, is this the fucking America you were envisioning?
Why should Americans who didn't go to
Play it
college
again.
or went to college and responsibly paid back their loans pay?
That's crazy. Now, first of all, like, even if our tax dollars paid for college, like, I don't fucking care. I would rather pay for our younger generation to go to school and learn and become, you know, successful rather than pay for Israel to commit a genocide in Gaza, which, according to the IOM, Gaza is 90% gone. I mean, not surprising, but yeah, like, these people are bought and paid for, all of them. Like, what else is new?
Okay, with that logic, why should people who want to abolish the police and end mass incarceration and the entire prison industrial complex have to pay for that?
Exactly. Like, this is my favorite part of the video. Like, first of all, like, we fund the police to to brutalize black people, and then the prison industrial complex get in on the cut too as well, which a lot of people that are in prison shouldn't be in prison, but because our criminal injustice system is so it's whacked up. I mean, I mean, like this shit is all a con. Like the police play a part, the prison industrial complex plays a part. It's all a game. Like I'm trying to tell people that it's all a game. It really is.
I mean, I don't pay taxes, but if I did, I would have no problem paying for your fucking student loans. I do have a problem with paying for pigs and war, endless fucking war and suffering.
Exactly. I'm so tired, man. Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why I want to leave this country is because, like, I mean, my tax dollars is obviously not going to the right places. It's going to, like she said, fucking pigs and war, endless fucking war and suffering. Like, yeah, like committing coups and genocides around the world. That's where our tax dollars going, people. You know, that, like, like some Americans complain about somebody on SNAP or somebody on Medicaid, but they don't realize that most of the rest of the tax dollars goes towards war and pigs. So yeah, like miss me with that shit.
I don't want to pay for that. So MAGA, is this the fucking America you were envisioning?
All right, so that's shout out to her, man. She great. Like damn, man. Some people on TikTok just man, they amaze you, man. But you know, all right, so got a lot to talk about. Talk about Brianna Wu under scrutiny. for a lot of reasons. Elderly Americans face a caregiving crisis now because of mass deportation of immigrants. And then Hannah Dugan, a Wisconsin immigration judge, is arrested by the FBI because she's doing her job. So, and also too, Easter egg, Chris Cuomo got checked by protesters at a mayoral forum or some shit. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff to get to. So yeah, be sure to like the video and so all right guys, let's get to the first video. All right guys, so here's the video of protesters standing up to Chris Cuomo. Um, you know, I'm gonna give my thoughts on it when I'm get done playing it. Uh,
Take him out. Take him out.
Miles.
Take him out.
Miles.
Remove him.
okay, so that's that. Now I got an article that I want to get to. Let me see. Got an article I need to get to. Stop screen. Let me see. This is from the Washington Times. Let me share my screen. It's crazy. I sometimes have ad block on here and ads still pop up out of nowhere. Like, damn. Like, oh god, seeing like the website, the domain people circumventing the white ads. It says Chris Cuomo. Not Chris Cuomo. Lord Jesus. Oh my God. Yeah, today's the day. Andrew Cuomo takes heat from protesters at mayoral forum. It says, let me make this bigger. I know y'all probably can't see that. There you go. It says a group of protesters rushed the stage at a New York City mayoral forum on Wednesday to protest candidate and former governor Andrew Cuomo, a Democrat, saying that Cuomo lies, people die. The demonstrators were referring to Mr. Cuomo's actions during the COVID-19 pandemic. As governor, he ordered nursing homes to readmit elderly patients from recovering from the disease to lessen the burden on hospitals. Some have alleged that his administration subsequently understated the COVID-19 death toll in New York due to speculation and that the directive caused more to die from the disease. So yeah, like yeah, like pretty sure those people probably elderly people probably died because of Chris Cuomo. I don't know, but yeah, like I don't really want to get into the COVID stuff because it's like I don't know, some people just I don't know lose their mind over it or something, like become COVID idiots. Like the facts are the facts. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, like even I talked about this to other people. I'm like, this guy told the elderly population in New York, go back to where you come from because you die. We don't care about you anyway. To let people that probably are workers that probably are real sick from COVID have the ventilators. Like my thing is, if you haven't contributed to shutting down hospitals and actually allocated resources and funds to make ventilators in the United States instead of overseas, probably more people would have survived COVID. And also, too, I could get to all of the stuff Trump did too, but in this video, I'm just gonna talk about Andrew Cuomo. Like, yeah, that's real fucked up, man. Like, oh, see, they see elderly people and disabled people. I'm just gonna just tell y'all the truth straight up. They see them as um, disposable goods. Like they think that elderly people, not all elderly people, I'm talking about maybe the older ones that are not really mobile and disabled folks. They see them as useless to society. So yeah, it's probably easy for this heartless heartless asshole to move them, remove them from the hospitals because the hospitals were overcrowded. Like, yeah, yeah, like this guy should not win. No, really, this guy should not be the mayor of New York. No. Because God forbid if another pandemic happens, which at this point, anything is possible, he probably do the same thing again. So let me continue. And also, too, fucked up by Chris Cuomo, too. He gonna have his brother on CNN every fucking night. Like he's, oh, Chris Cuomo is stepping up. He's a real leader and all that shit. I'm like, bro, he let old people die. Like, that's not leadership. Like, with his policy choices. Like, that's not real leadership. Like, you playing cover for your brother because, oh, God. Mr. Cuomo was governor for 2011 to 2021 when he resigned from office after being accused of sexual harassment by multiple women and succeeded by current governor Kathy Hochul. Mr. Cuomo was sitting on stage as part of the Black Agenda Forum held by multiple Democrat groups at Medgar Evers College when the multiracial protest got on stage. They chanted and tried to unfurl a banner before being rushed off stage. As seen in the video posted online by political reporter Jeff Colton, Mr. Cuomo brushed off protesters saying they want to play political games. That's the part of the system, right? Too much politics, not enough substance, not enough discussion, according to the New York Post. Henry Butler, vice chair of Brooklyn Democratic Party, who endorsed Cuomo, exacerbated the protests on racial grounds. I think it's a disgrace when I see a bunch of young white progressives trying to tell black people who we should vote for. We know how to think for ourselves, Mr. Butler said, according to a video posted by Mr. Carlin. The election for mayor is November 4th, so yeah. I hate when people tell us who we need to vote for. People like telling black people what to do, like how to conduct ourselves. And I'm like, bro, like, we literally built this country. You should be listening to us. Like, we invented shit. Like, you colonizing motherfuckers. Oh, God, dude. Like, yeah, I gotta watch what I say on here. So, yeah, man. That's wild. That's wild. I wouldn't be surprised if Cuomo wins. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, I mean, the current mayor now, I mean, oh God, I forgot that. Eric Adams, like, yeah, he's a top cop. So, oh God. So, I mean, New York. New York isn't a progressive, I guess. I hate to say that, a progressive type area, but goddamn, man, like, y'all could do better. Yeah, y'all really could do better. But it is what it is. So, all right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys. The next story I got for here is from Newsweek. Yeah, this is a major problem. Like, oh God, you hear shit like this every day about what happens when immigrants, get deported. Like, I'm pretty sure those same immigrants that picked the pecans and the almonds and stuff, like, I went and got a tub of pecans from a grocery store, and they already was overpriced. Down there, $10 a can. You ain't talking about a jar. I'm talking about like a can about this tall. So yeah, like, food prices is going to go up because of this. But also too, I didn't notice. It says elderly Americans face crisis amid Trump immigration crackdown. So yeah, this is a concern. I'm finna read it. President Trump's crackdown on immigration is deepening a crisis in America's caregiving system, straining the already limited workforce that supports the country's rapid aging population. Experts have warned. Trump pledged to remove millions of undocumented migrants as part of his aggressive immigration agenda. Yet immigrants are integral to the U.S. care workforce, accounting for 28% of workers in nursing homes and 32% in home care, according to a nonpartisan organization. KFF. The crisis in the home care industry is here, whether the elected officials choose to acknowledge it or not. It's no secret that we have a shortage of workers in the care industry, and that migrants play a crucial role in filling the gap. They do. Service Employees International Union Secretary Treasurer Riccio Sanchez told Newsweek uh, Giovanni Perry, an economics professor at UC Davis, won the combination of aging population, low labor supply, and fewer immigrants to exacerbate the crisis. So yeah, of course, these caregiving jobs are very low-paying jobs. These people do a lot. I mean, they cook for these people. They take their baths. They help them use the bathroom. Sometimes they take them to the grocery store and stuff like that. That's why they call them caregivers. But like, because they low paying, it means Americans, like natural born Americans, ain't gonna do it. So what they do is they have immigrants to fill in the void, because immigrants come over here, they want to work, they work hard, they're hardworking people. But because Trump is wants to deport as many immigrants he can, they are not even either coming to work or they're deported, so they can't work nowhere. So yeah, man, this is sad. This is bad. Uh, uh, it says very few older people in the U.S. can afford home care, and care in facilities will become higher costs and deteriorate. I think this will become much worse in the next 4 years, Perry told Newsweek. Without immigrant caregivers, experts fear that the nation's elderly could face rising costs, reduced quality of care, and fewer options for aging with dignity. Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Trishana McLaughlin rejected the notion that if people want to come to our country to be caregivers for our seniors, they need to do it by coming here the legal way. I mean, most of them do come here the legal way. They seek asylum, right? I mean, yeah, a few of them probably sneak through the cracks, but let's not pretend that these billionaires sneak some of these immigrants in to work in their properties and shit. Like, let's not pretend that. Like, this person is saying they need to do it the right way. I mean, the right way is seeking asylum, but a lot of these asylums aren't filled because it's not enough immigration judges at the border. Like, my God, bro. Like, this shit is intentional. That's why when it comes to the immigration, that's why both Democrats and Republicans never cared. Like, they never cared to fix it. Like, my solution is easy. Like, a lot of people said, everybody talk about the problem, not the solution. Well, one solution is open up all borders. I believe in open borders. I believe, like, why we need borders? Oh God! I mean, we let fucking oligarchs from overseas that are corrupt come over here and buy up property and do all kinds of evil shit. Well, why not let a hardworking migrant come over here, work for a thriving wage, become a citizen? I mean, that's better than that. I mean, the oligarch. But I'm just saying. Oh, jeez. Let me continue. It says the days of open borders. Oh, yeah, this is a right winger. Oh, of course, Department of Homeland Security. Yeah, she part of the Trump administration. The days of open borders releasing unvetted aliens. I hate when they use the word fucking aliens, man. Man, that is so inferior, man. Just call them immigrants, migrants. Just let's stop calling folks aliens into American communities and allow criminals to terrorize American citizens are over. Like, oh my God. We terrorize each other at a higher rate than migrants do. Migrants don't commit crimes, and the things they do is what? Get a traffic ticket or a parking ticket? Like, come over here the right way. Oh God, like, oh God, these people, I can't, I can't. Let me continue. She referred to recent news report about the Alfredo Oriana, a green card holder who is facing deportation and who is a caregiver to a young man in Virginia with severe autism. McLaughlin described Oriana as a violent criminal whose record. Yeah, a violent criminal who takes care of a autistic man. Yeah, they violent. Distributing drugs possession, assault and battery, and failure to appear in court twice. Theft at a second degree and larceny. The assertion that the only way we take care of our sins is by allowing unvetted illegal aliens and foreigners with criminal records to remain in the country is grossly false and lazy, she added. Oh, see what they do. See what the right does is this is what makes me really, really angry. They love to um like use one example out of what thousands of immigrants, like I mean millions, really thousands to millions, like wow, yeah, this is the shit that you'll read off of Fox News or some shit. Oh, this illegal immigrant essayed a woman in Central Park, like oh God, I was about to say something, but yeah, I think I need to keep that to myself. Like I'm gonna get counseled eventually. Oh God, the assertion that let me see. New Week had contacted the Department of Health and Human Services via email for comment. The Trump administration plan to end temporary protected status for thousands of people could worsen the U.S. labor shortage, especially sectors like healthcare. Sainez said, TPS has allowed immigrants to live and work legally. Without it, many face potential deportation. The SEIU reports that many workers under their union are TPS holders from Venezuela, Haiti, and El Salvador. Individuals providing essential support for seniors and people with disabilities. Um, it says forcing people with TPS out of their jobs and their homes, both inhumane and economically irresponsible. Sainez said, when seniors and people with disabilities don't have a care worker at their side in hospitals and nursing homes, one reason is because of this administration's reckless attempts to end legal protection for immigrants. Customers, employers, and businesses and entire communities will suffer. It says, with around 10,000 Americans turning 65 every day between 2010 and 2020, the U.S. the census surveys experts argue that the care system cannot meet demand without immigrant labor. Duh. Purvey estimates stricter enforcements could reduce less skilled immigrant workers by 400,000 annually, with care sectors losing 1 to 2% of workers each year. So yeah, like yeah, obviously these people have to be trained how to take care of these people. Like everybody, you got special needs and stuff like that. And what you're doing is, yeah, instead of you thinking about that, you're just kicking them out of the country because it's basically red meat to your base. Like, yeah, I mean, the United States is fucked. I mean, like the inevitable is coming. Uh, However, others believe that the consequences for vulnerable industries may be felt initially. The employment market will adapt. Then he says, in short term, deportations may have some impact on the home healthcare industry, but over time, the markets always adjust to the new circumstances. It is also true that attrition of illegal aliens in the home health care industry will occur over time, not at once. Ira Lefman of the Federation of American Immigration Reform told Newsweek. Others said that the issue is not shortage of workers, but rather a systematic dependence on low wages. Too many employers in the United States view legal immigration as inexhaustible supply of low-wage, exploitable workers. The direct care industry is full of them. There is no labor shortage in the home care or nursing home industries or any other sector of the U.S. labor market. And claims that Americans can't or won't reform these jobs are completely false. Eric A. Ruack, Director of Research and Sustainability at Numbers USA, a nonprofit organization campaigning for immigration for reform, told Newsweek. I'm going to read this and I'm going to end it because this is a long article. John Richwine of the Center for Immigration Studies echoed this sentiment. When employers assert that Americans will not do particular jobs or when they raise the related specter of a labor shortage, what they really mean is that not enough Americans accept the low wages that employers prefer to pay. In the absence of immigration, the market wage rises and more natives become open to jobs they supposedly wouldn't do, he said. So yeah, get rid of the people that keeps this country running. Get rid of the people that literally take care of our elders and our disabled people. Yeah, like that's gonna solve the crime, which is a lie. It's a fucking lie. And you know it's sad, but this shit made me really I know I use the same rhetoric all the time, like boggles my mind, and it's insane. Like it really is. Like the facts are there about these migrants. Like they come over here for a better life. Like like they don't commit any crimes, but wow, one out of millions of them commit a crime. Then Fox News run it on their fucking shit every fucking like 24 minutes. Like this is what we are. And that Homeland Security Secretary, yeah, just another talking head for them. But she worked for the Trump administration. So yeah, we fucked. So grandma and grandpa most likely will get either no caregiving after a while, or they'll get very little because like it's a shortage of them. Like they might have to go to house. Like that how that's going to work, I don't know. Cause you know how some other people is. They get impatient. Like they older, man. So yeah, this is ridiculous. Man, like every day you read the news, man, it's looking bleak every day. Like I swear to God. So, all right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys. Before I get to the story, be sure to like the video. It's free and don't cost you nothing. So yeah. I'm pretty sure everybody heard this story, but I'm just gonna get my take on it. Oh God, this is wild. Like you talking about fascism? Like judges are getting arrested. Like holy crap! Like I never thought that would be a thing. I thought I'd never see a judge get arrested. Well, a judge that do some corrupt shit or something like that. But this is what this Hannah Dugan woman got arrested for is not corruption. She was just doing her job, but I guess she wasn't doing it to satisfy Trump or ICE. But I thought ICE arrested her, basically the FBI did. Yeah, this was a setup, obviously. This for NBC News. It said, "Who is Hannah Dugan, the Milwaukee judge arrested by the FBI?" Here's a video of the protest before I get to the article. Usually, sometimes these videos be the same format as the article, but here we go. I'm gonna play it. Play it right here.
Charges! Stop the raids! Stop the deportations!
Tonight, protests outside a Wisconsin FBI field office in support of a Milwaukee County judge.
And this is done in an effort to stifle our judiciary process and make other judges feel afraid.
Demonstrators defending Judge Hannah Dugan, arrested Friday by the FBI, accused of obstructing federal agents who were trying to detain an undocumented immigrant, Eduardo Flores Ruiz, inside her courthouse last week. According to court documents, the 31-year-old had a deportation order and was facing domestic abuse charges, to which he pleaded not guilty. The FBI says.
So basically, not my brain working. Basically, the reason why they came after this Hannah Dugan woman is because she told, like, when the migrants left the courthouse, they'd be right outside of the doors to arrest them because they have to meet a quota. And Hannah Dugan tells them, don't go out that way, go out through the side. And I guess they found out what was she doing. I'm pretty sure one of the bailiffs probably snitched on her. Who knows? And this is why they arrested her. I forgot to say that. But yeah.
Judge Dugan instructed Flores Ruiz to leave through a, quote, back door of the courtroom.
Yeah.
Speaking in Spanish, the alleged victims of Flores Ruiz who lived with him told us they were treated at the hospital after they allege he attacked them in a fight over loud music. The former housemates in court to testify against Flores Ruiz said they witnessed the judge telling him to leave the courtroom. Fearing retaliation, they didn't want to show their faces. In a statement, Judge Dugan's lawyer said she has, quote, committed herself to the rule of law and principles of due process for her entire career, adding she, quote, look.
Yeah, she's just doing her job. She's going by the law. I mean, I don't see what the problem was. I mean, I never heard of ICE agents being at being outside of the fucking, outside of the courtroom. Like, yeah, that's suspect. And she know that's illegal, so that's why she told him to go out through the back, which makes sense. Makes sense. Like, oh my god, bro, this administration, bro. Like, I know, I know fascism always been here. It has. It's been here forever, but god damn, boy, they got down. They put fascism on turbo mode, man. Like the turbo button on them old controllers. Yeah. On old video game controllers, yeah. It's in turbo mode. Holy shit.
Looks forward to being exonerated. Her arrest comes just a day after a former judge in New Mexico and his wife were arrested by federal agents accused of harboring someone.
Wow. Hey, you know this? Holy shit. Man, the news is crazy. Harboring? I think they said harboring. Hold on.
With alleged ties to a Venezuelan gang.
No justice! Help me!
Back at the FBI.
So what, the judges are pro-gang now? I guess they pro-gang. Oh, you in cahoots with these gang members. We're gonna arrest you. Yeah. Yeah, that's fucked up.
FBI field office in Wisconsin tonight. Demonstrators demanding answers and standing with the judge who now has her own case to defend.
And Adrian, we're also hearing about a deportation case in which a 2-year-old U.S. citizen was.
All right, I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna read the article. So yeah, that's wild. So Dugan ain't the only one they coming after. They came after 2 other judges in New Mexico and his wife. I mean, the other judge in New Mexico and his wife. Wow. Oh, geez. It says Hannah Dugan, the Milwaukee County judge, arrested Friday by the FBI for allegedly obstructing federal authorities, which she wasn't, like, okay, who was seeking to detain an undocumented immigrant, was a longtime social justice advocate before she took the bench. I don't understand, like, ain't the judge there to, like, uphold the law? If the immigrant was undocumented, like, would she hold the person in jail or in contempt or whatever? Like, but I know. I'm just asking myself these questions, which I know the answers to, which is wow. It says a spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security suggested in a statement that Dugan is an activist judge, whatever the fuck that means. A statement issued on the judge's behalf following her dramatic arrest said Dugan has committed herself to the rule of law and the principles of due process for her entire career as a lawyer and a judge. Okay, yeah, activist judge, like she's doing her fucking job. Oh, guys, kind of remind us of, what Trump said, take the homegrowns to CCOT, and because we using our free speech, like we are following the law, like we have right to say, this to Israel. But okay. It says Dugan was hit with a criminal complaint Friday, challenging on April 18th. She helped Eduardo Flores Ruiz and his attorney exit her courtroom when U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents showed up to arrest a man. They said there was an undocumented immigrant. Oh God, yeah. They said that Abrego Garcia was a gang member because he had a Chicago Bulls paraphernalia on. Yeah, I believe anything that ICE says. Yeah, I totally believe. You should not do that. No, you should not believe what ICE says because. Oh God. It says her alleged actions were cheered by immigration advocates who rallied outside of the courthouse, with speakers leading the protest. Chance of due process is not negotiable and dropped the charges. It says we see nothing wrong with what she did, said Christine Muman Ortiz, the executive director of Voces de la Frontera. She said her organization knows that the judge, as someone who defends people in the court system, She's someone who acted on her conscience and was standing up for due process rights for herself and others, she said. And, and this is why Trump wants to, this is why, not Trump, but anybody wants to put in the judges that will go along with that shit. Like, apparently, she's been here for a while, obviously, and like, I'm pretty sure a lot of these immigration judges, I'm pretty sure they know that a lot of this shit's bullshit. They just doing their job because, you know, because of our process. But again, it's like, Dugan, who was born in 1959, according to the criminal complaint against her, and was first elected to Milwaukee County Circuit Court in 2016. She was reelected to a 6-year term in 2022. The court's website says she presides over misdemeanor cases. Wow, misdemeanor cases. Judge is hard work. I love the challenge of such hard work, she told the Milwaukee Independent in a 2016 profile. It says Dugan has a bachelor's art degree in legal studies from the University of Wisconsin-Madison and a master's degree in American Studies. Okay. Important. She says she went on to head up a domestic violence project addressing the civil legal issues that hurdles for a person attempting to leave in a safe situation and work for the Elder Law Project, she told the website. This is about her. So yeah, man. That's all of that. She seems to me like she's doing her job. Like ain't no way like you get arrested without some kind of retaliation, man. I do some kind of retaliation tactic. Get arrested for doing your job is wild, but I mean that's the world we live in, man. You gotta go along with the bullshit rhetoric of fascists, to get along, and that's not what I want to do. So yeah. So all right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys. Oh God, I'm back covering Jenks in his rebellion pack. Oh Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. When I first covered it last week, I didn't get onto the Brianna Wu shit because I'm just not really online peeled like that. Like, I really didn't know who Brianna Wu was. The only reason why I knew her a little bit was because of the Vanguard, because they are the TMC of the left. So, Jank, as y'all know, launched a rebellion pack. Supposed to be more populist. I mean, like, come on, like, just, oh God, we know what it is. But so he went on News Nation with Chris Cuomo and talking about it. And I got some tweets and I got a couple of articles talking about this talking about him and Brianna Wu. So let me get to it. This is from Case Study QB. Shout out to Case Study QB, man. This man be doing the damn thing. So here we go.
I would argue that President Trump is making it easy for the Democrats to show that they have better ideas, but that party seems determined to get it wrong. They got Bernie and AOC running around the country, selling that government is the solution to everything, socialistic ideas. They have their lawmakers running to El Salvador when they didn't go to East Palestine. I mean, WTF. The California governor, Gavin Newsom, he said, and I'm sure he thinks that this is a campaign of candor for him. I don't know what the Democratic Party is. Here's what he's getting wrong. You're supposed to know, my brother. You're supposed to know. If you want to be a leader, you can't just go on some listening tour. Leaders lead. They have a vision. They do know. So I guess he's saying he's out. So then who's in? I'll tell you who wants to be in. Co-founder of the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur. Just an hour ago, he launched what he's calling a rebellion movement. I'd say that's redundant. I think he just needs rebellion. He is certain that he knows how to put Democrats back on the path to victory. He is here by the ever reasonable, always optimistic, Geraldo Rivera. It is good to have you both. Geraldo, you listen to Cenk's pitch, and then we'll pick at him about it. Cenk, first of all, thank you for doing something. What's the rebellion? Why do you think you can take over the party?
I mean, let me say this, then I let that Cenk talk his soliloquy. What Cenk doing isn't nothing new. Like, did he just had the Justice Democrats until they kicked him out because over some stuff he said, which, like, this is the world we live in, cancel culture. Like, yeah, you're supposed to cancel somebody or what somebody said 20 years ago, which is wild to me. I'm not a Cenk person. Like, I don't care for Cenk. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. But I don't believe nobody should get canceled for saying things. Like we all said stuff. You know, I probably said stuff on Twitter like some of these online pure coots could find and use against me, like to just finish me off on Twitter. Anyway, man. Like I'm done on Twitter, but you know what I mean. But yeah, like this is nothing new.
Party. Yeah, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. So we need a rebellion because obviously this Democratic Party isn't working. It's at 26%. They lost to Donald Trump. They lost the popular vote, all 7 swing states. So what do they need? I believe that they need economic populism. Donald Trump pretended to be a populist, but as you see now, he isn't. He's passing $5.5 trillion in tax cuts. Today he said, oh, no, of course we're not going to raise taxes on the rich. So it's the same old Republican Party giving away trillions of dollars to the rich and to corporations. But this country wants populism. And the correct answer, in my opinion, is left-wing populism. So what does that mean? It just means bring the Democrats.
But you think the Democrats gonna go left? Like Democrats are not left. Like let's get that out there. But yeah, we knew Donald Trump was full of crap. Like this is why I don't really talk about Donald Trump on there, because like I know he's full of shit. But again, if this guy think the Democrats are gonna push left, then I don't know what the hell Jang on. Like, really, him and a whole lot of other people too that feel like this. Like, LC and Bernie doing this is magnificent. Like Bernie's basically doing a non-presidential campaign tour to prop up LC so she could run for president in 2028. This is what it is. It's just to get her out there, get more people to know her. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people know who LC is. I don't think she need a fucking tour on a non-election year. But yeah, man. Yeah, this is crazy work.
Democratic Party back to its roots. What we're going with on rebellionpact.com is the 6 most popular proposals the Democrats have, which, by the way, a lot of independents agree with, a lot of even Republicans agree with. So we're not just planning to run in blue districts as we did when I started Just Democrats. We're planning to run in purple districts and red districts. So higher wages, paid family leave, make sure that we got lower drug prices by negotiating at Medicare, lower housing prices, money out of politics, anti-war. This is a super popular plank, and now we're joined by Ro Khanna, who has joined the rebellion, and he's the first.
I mean, my thing is all of that, but you didn't mention the biggest thing in the room, which is Medicare for all. Like, what happened to Medicare for all? Now let's negotiate prescription drugs. Like Trump, Biden had what, 1 or 2 drugs that they negotiated, and Trump wiped that off with a stroke of a pen. Like, see, this is what the Democrats do. They know shit don't work, but they slide it along. Then they let the opposition, which they are friends with, like both Trump and the Democrats work with each other. Like, come on, man, it can't be a coincidence that Trump and Chuck Schumer was in the White House giggling it up. Then you had Obama and Trump giggling it up. Like, these motherfuckers work alongside each other. Like, they don't want to make American people. They don't want to help the working class. Oh my God, bro. Let them continue. Oh.
Sitting congressman to do that. And on top of that, we've got Richard Ojeda running in North Carolina, 9th district. That's an R+10, but we're going to win that district. We're being very bold here. And when we win those purple and red districts, we're going to make a case to the American people. We're leading. We have a plan. We already displaced Trump's power in Congress in 2026. Now trust us to run the party in 2028, and we'll bring it back to what it used to be, representing the average man.
So my question for him, Geraldo, is he needs a top dog. I'm wondering if he says it's him or has he got somebody else in mind. But what do you think, Geraldo?
Well, I think Ro Khanna, if indeed the congressman from Silicon Valley has joined this rebellion, I think that is a very impressive gesture. He's my favorite lawman. I believe that he has a tremendous future, and he seems like a pragmatic progressive, not a crazy person. I also think that you gave maybe short shrift to the establishment Democrats. I think either Gavin Newsom or Josh Shapiro could beat Trump if the election were held right now. I think.
Oh God, yeah. 2 establishment Democrats. Like, bro, didn't the voters that stayed at home, the people that voted for Biden in 2020, because obviously we know then was a different time, but like I'm pretty sure they was tired of the same establishment shit. Like, Like, yeah, you're gonna run more establishment to run against Trump in 2028. Like, I mean, a Republican in 2028. Yeah, they don't want to win. Like, the Democrats don't want to win, man. They don't want to win. Oh God. I mean, yeah, that right there, I should tell y'all. It sounds like that other man that's an LSU fan. I can't stand his ass. I forgot his name. God damn. The one that said AOC and Bernie should have their own party. See, he sounds just like him.
I think that Trump's definitely tanked a lot of his support, along with the stock market. And the one thing you can't mess with is people's financial security, particularly because so many of the activists or most reliable voters are older folks who are counting on a 401k or IRA or whatever it is to see them through. So I don't think, and I also think that the rebellion space is kind of taken up now by Bernie Sanders and AOC, getting energized crowds in the tens of thousands. All due respect, Jake, I'm a fan of yours. I don't expect that you'd be getting much more than in the hundreds, maybe the low thousands. I don't see you steaming them up. Maybe a lot's changed since I've heard you speak to crowds. But it just I don't know. I think Trump is beatable. He's beatable on brass tacks.
He's
issues.
beatable.
He screwed
beatable,
up this
Geraldo.
tariff thing terribly.
He's screwing it up. We'll see what he does. He's beatable because he can't run. So, Jake, the central theory, though, is how do you displace AOC and...
Man, Trump, man, I hate to say this. Like, I'm just going to tell y'all this, man. Like, well, all the shit Trump got away with, that man he gonna find a way to run, man. He gonna find a way to run. He might win. Like, yeah, Trump getting older, I get that, but, I mean, like, the dude is Teflon. Like, God damn, man. Motherfucker, convicted felon. Motherfucker, staged a die coup January 6th, which it really isn't. Like, the Democrats ran on that. Oh, the worst moment in American history, J6. Oh, Lord, democracy was taken away. Like, no, it wasn't. Like, it was just a bunch of gun nuts with no guns. Like, I mean, Trump staged that. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah. Like, I'm just keeping this shit $100.
Bernie.
So there's no need to displace AOC and Bernie. I don't have any problem with what they're doing. I think they're doing a great job with the rallies. We might, you guys and I might disagree on some of that, but this has absolutely nothing to do with me. I'm part of the people who founded this organization, and I'm on the board of it. Cara Eastman, another great progressive Democrat, is the executive director right now. Brianna Wu's on the board with me. So this is a giant organization, and we've got.
Ooh, Brianna Wu. Uh-oh. Said, well, Uncle Shay say. Man, you got a damn Zionist on your thing. I'm about to talk about Brianna Wu, but I'll let it continue a little bit more. Then I'm going to get to
one other candidate coming out on May Day. He's another excellent populist. So this is not vis-a-vis Bernie or AOC at all. But it's also not like, guys, we're going for economic populism. So I'm planting our flag here, and I'm saying if you believe we should go with our most popular policies, and you believe we should go with economic populism, and you think that should be our focus, then come to rebellionpact.com. We're accepting candidates, we're accepting volunteers, and obviously we'll take donations as well. But Ro Khanna is a super strong voice, and I love what Geraldo said about him. And he's so reasonable, he's so pragmatic, and
dude, Ro Khanna, I mean, Ro Khanna did all the suspect shit too, Jank. I mean, he's not all that in a bag of chips. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. This man talking about Ro Khanna like he's the next coming of Jesus Christ or something. Ro Khanna does a great work. He's the next coming of Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Let me continue.
And he puts a great face to progressivism and shows people, hey, look, he calls it economic patriotism. So I think he's one of the really bright lights in our party, and I'm thrilled that he's with us. One of the other things we're going to do, guys, is unlike the establishment Democrats, we're going to be all over media. We're not shy about media. I'm not. No, the other co-founders are. Certainly Ro Khanna, Richard Ojeda, all these guys.
You're talking mechanics where you don't yet have a philosophy, it seems to me. You put
do have a philosophy. I
said of the horse here. Well,
I mean, to be honest with you, Jay, I mean, it ain't like, I mean, the guy, he's a Democratic shrill himself, but yeah, you ain't got no philosophy, dude. Like, all I'm hearing is basically these people have to agree to these 6 things or whatever, how many the fuck you got them to listen to, and they're gonna do the same shit the squad doing if they get elected, which I doubt. Nothing. Came to the Democratic establishment. I think this time Jank said they need to fight. I thought the Justice Democrats was supposed to be the ones to fight. Like, what happened to that? Yeah. Oh, God. Here we go.
I heard you, but you sounded an awful lot like a lot of Democrats I've heard over the years. With all due respect, a lot of liberal Democrats. You want to feed the hungry. You want the minimum wage, and etc. What about DEI? What about the fact that race plays such a noxious role? What about the fact that this is really a country divided, not so much class. I know we like to make it, as colorblind as possible, but there's race is the core of a lot of the distrust between groups. I think that the what you need is someone popular as well as populist. You need someone with magnetism with the...
Man, I'm done with this. Man, this man said Gavin Newsom or Josh Shapiro should be the face of the Democratic Party. Meanwhile, he trying to call them populist? Ain't nothing populist about Gavin Newsom, dude. Josh Shapiro, man, get the hell up out of here, man. Come on, Josh Shapiro. Come on, man. Oh God, man. So I'm not done yet, guys. Like, I just showed y'all that little clip. It's wild. So let me talk about the populist flank that Jank is talking about. Share my screen. I got it pulled up here from the Rebellion Pack website. Let me make it bigger. It's a little bit small. There you go. Populist flank. They mission is higher wages, negotiate all drug prices, ban private equity firms for buying homes. I mean, that should be the goal, because this is why renting and trying to own a home is very out of reach for a lot of people, because greed. But obviously, I would say this too, is that a lot of people think we have a housing shortage, which we don't. Like, we have plenty of homes for everybody to live into one. It's just the problem is that private equity taking over. It says no more wars. I mean, okay, that's okay. It says paid family leave, and then get money out of politics. But one thing is missing from this. Like, I don't know, man. I know all this is a show, but what happened to Medicare for all? Like, no Medicare for all? Now, he said negotiate drug prices. Like, wow, whip the freaking do. It's kind of like what Bernie Sanders said, because he's a cuck. He said during the Biden administration, let's lower the age of Medicaid from 65 to 60. Like, dude, my God of mercy. Like, this shit sound like this is a Bernie Sanders type shit. Like, let's water it down. Let's go from Medicare for all to expanding Medicare. Like, wow. So if you're 59 and under, you fucked. Okay, so yeah, now let's get to Brianna Wu. Oh my God of mercy. Man, that right there is another horse for another story, but I'm gonna talk about it. Let me see. Right here. Let me share my screen. There you go. It says shout out to APAC Tracker. It says Rebellion Pack Executive Director Husbarist Brianna Wu, and it says Brianna Wu right here says not like 9 days ago, she said, just landed in Israel, my Zionists just leveled up. But Jank, you claim to be pro-Palestine, and you have a person, a part of Rebellion Pack that's a Zionist. Like, that don't make you look too good, my guy. Like, man, TYT they've been fucking up a shitstorm lately, but goddamn, like, another another shitstorm added here, man. That's not good. Then Jank said right here, it says, check out more about rebellionpact.com, the populist takeover on New Nation. Yeah, that's what I just covered. So yeah, man, shout out to APEC Tracker. They expose your ass. So yeah, let's go here. It says, look at a tweet from this Zionist piece of shit right here. It says, raise your hand if you're a Zionist. Then Brianna Wu responded, proud Zionist reporting for duty. Like she wants to serve in the IDF or something. Like, what the fuck? Sound like she want to serve in the IDF. I want to serve for duty to murk more Palestinian women and children. Like, but again, Brianna Wu is a part of your APAC. Like, man, what a shame. Then here, check out this. Oh geez. Then Brianna Wu says here, there's no future in the Democratic Party is electable, and we do not address this anti-Semitism that is canceled. So also people that says Israel does not have a right to defend itself, or Israel should not exist because it's an apartheid state, we're anti-Semitic. Like, that shit is so played out, man. People keep saying that shit, and I'm like, let that shit just go right through my ears, like go one ear and out the other. Like, it's a blur. Like, at this point, like, you got to be stuck on stupid to say that supporting Palestine is anti-Semitism. Like, you just stuck on stupid. I'm gonna play this right here. Might as well. Here we go.
It's absolutely bizarre to me because, when Black Lives Matter came in the United States, I did a lot of media promoting that. Women's rights, I've done every single media in the entire world talking about that. Somehow, when it comes to Jews, when outspoken about Jews and anti-Semitism in my country, if it involves the left specifically, it hurts your career to talk.
Oh my God, bro. Also, so the left is Jew haters now? Oh my God. Oh Lord, yeah. This person right here is stuck on stupid, man. You gotta be. Yeah, you gotta be stuck on stupid. Like, then she gonna say Black Lives Matter. Like, okay, good. Like, yeah. Like my grandma used to say, the truth could come out of hellish mouth. Yeah. You realize that police brutality on black people is bad. Congratulations. Like, yeah. But being a Zionist, calling the left anti-Semitic is, yeah. Like, and it's okay.
Talk about. I've been blacklisted from multiple media sites, and I'm not saying anything.
Rightfully so, because you're a Zionist. Imagine me being a Zionist on here. Like, first of all, pretty sure Liz and them will kick me out of the ATP network because we are pro-Palestine on here. Like, obviously, like. And second of all, your stances suck. You have the right to say it, but I'm not saying you should be counseled. Well, oh God, I shouldn't say people should counsel you, but what I'm saying is that what comes out of your mouth or what you think has consequences. Like that's just the way it is, Brianna. Like, oh God.
Crazy. I'm saying our Jewish friends and neighbors are in pain and we need to support them, and Israel has a right to defend itself from these terrorists.
God, I hate that. I hate that part. Israel does not have the right to defend shit. What? Jew people, you said the Jews are suffering? Bro, I could pull up thousands of pictures of Palestinian women and children suffering in Gaza right now. Oh my God. Like, Jank, man, like Jank, you fumbling, man. Like, bro, like, see, shit like that makes your pack to get populist candidates to run on the Democratic Party look like a clown show, dude. Like, nah, no, man, come on, bro, nah, this can't
Parents, even just factual statements like that are you can't say them in America. And I've been trying to tell the Democratic Party for
what? Also, on Twitter, because what? On Twitter, if you're a Zionist, the algorithm love you. But people like me get shadow banned because I tell the truth on what Israel is. It's an imaginary state. Get the fuck up out of here. Oh, so she's saying that if you pro Israel, you get canceled. No, that's a lie. That's a motherfucking lie. Like, if you pro Palestine, you don't get to be on CNN and MSNBC. Like, they got rid of Mehdi Hassan. I mean, Joy Reid. I mean, I wouldn't really say she stood up for Palestine, but she said some stuff on there, and they got rid of her. I mean, other voices too. Like if you're a Zionist, you could be on anything corporate wise. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Hell, you on Facebook? Pretty sure. I mean, I don't be on Facebook. I'm pretty sure it's Zionists on there spilling their rhetoric. I'm pretty sure the algorithm loves that. I know Twitter loves it. Any other platform, yeah. Like, this is the reason why they wanted to get rid of TikTok. Like, they wanted to silence the pro-Palestine voices. Like this is why, when Mark Zuckerberg, that's why he got upset, because he thought as soon as TikTok got banned, people would flock to Facebook. But it turns out Facebook is censoring pro-Palestine voices. So yeah, miss me with that shit. Hold on, man, got me heated, man. Like, she lost her damn mind, man. Let it continue.
A year now. Every bit of our internal polling shows this is costing us votes. It's costing us support. I personally do not believe there's a future where the Democratic Party is electable, where we do not address this anti-Semitism that is a cancer in our party.
Cancer? Bro, who in the Democratic Party? I never seen the Democratic Party come out and say that if they want to end the genocide. Like, Democrats get money from AIPAC and other Israeli lobbies just like the Republicans do. What are you talking about? Like, wow, Rashida Tlaib is outlier. A couple of others. Like, wow, a few outliers. Rashida Tlaib is not the whole Democratic Party. So, yeah. And also, too, it would not make sense for her not to speak up on it. She'd just be doing what DJ Khaled has done. Like, the rest of the Democratic Party don't mind bumming children. I mean, they gave Biden a lot of money to send to Israel to bum women and children. I mean, and I'm sick of this shit saying the Democratic Party's left. Like I said, time and time again, Democrats are not left. They're not left. Oh my God, bro. Oh, this shit drives me. Boy, doing this for a daily basis is wild. So yeah, that's her saying that stupid ass shit. And like I said, I got one more tweet. Yeah, I got one more tweet from Jank. I'm gonna share my screen again. You won't believe what this shit says. It says, if you think I'm being too soft on Israel, you haven't been paying attention. But I'm not canceling anyone over their opinions, especially on the issue where our side has been canceled forever. We agree on the populist flank. You're allowed to disagree on everything else. So what you saying is, so he talking about Brianna Wu being a Zionist, and he says he's not going to cancel her over being a Zionist, which, Shank, you literally got the shouting matches with Zionists about this issue. So, like, it's kind of like being friends with a scam artist. Like, the scam artist is a evil, you know what scam artists are, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Jesus. Like, I'm trying to use an example here. Like, and you Jesus. Oh God. Nobody said to cancel anyone, Jane. Like, who said that? Like, like I'm not part of the council culture, man. Like people says all kinds of on Twitter says all kinds of, for example, anti-Semitic, I mean racist shit all the time, bro. Like like I just ignore it. like shout out to Francesca. She's right. Like this motherfucker here is too goddamn he's too goddamn online pill. Like a lot of people aren't online, bro. Like oh my god. Oh god. I'm gonna read it bit by bit. It says, if you think I'm going to, you haven't been paying attention. But I'm not canceling anyone on it, especially on this issue. My thing is, you know what Israel's doing. You know Israel wants to wipe out an entire generation of Palestinian people. I wouldn't work with them. You don't have to cancel them, but I wouldn't work with them. You currently working with Brianna Wu for the Rebellion Pact. That's an issue, man. Like, no, man. He says, well, our side has been canceled forever. We agree on the populist flank. We're allowed to disagree on anything else. Oh, God. See, like I said, a populist flank. Also, too, I'm going to go back to the populist flank real quick. Yeah, man, I should go back to the populist flank. Hold on. Let me move this. Let me go back to the populist flank real quick, because, like, yeah, something else is missing, too, yeah. Not only Medicare for all, but something else. I'm glad I didn't close it out. Okay, you see all that, right? Hold on. There you go. You see all that, right? Now, the other two things on there should be Medicare for all. Like, I'm not part of the Democratic Party, I have to say that, but I'm just saying, like, and, like ending Israel's, genocidal ways, like that should be on there, but it's not. So basically, all this you got to agree on all this, but if you support Israel, you're not count. Jake will still work with them. So that's what I get from that. And that is just insane to me. But I got one more video talking about this. Let me share it right here. This is Brianna Joy Gray and Vivek Chibber. Shout out to Brianna. She's doing the work. She's amazing. They talk about, here you go. I'm gonna play this.
With AOC, I'm not sure. That might be right, but if I were to imagine, not that I
don't know why I do that.
I am, the Bernie whisperer or have any great insight into the man, but I've been following him as closely as anybody else these last years. And I would imagine that if somebody asked Bernie Sanders in an interview, who do you plan to support in a 2028 primary? Would you support a Democratic nominee if it were Gavin Newsom or Pete Buttigieg or any of these kind of figures, Amy Klobuchar? That he would say, I will support the Democratic nominee. And I believe that because that's what he said when he was running for president, and that question was put to him, like it is always put to these candidates, to ensure that ultimately they will fall in with the Democratic Party. And if they answer any other way, we all know the sort of media onslaught that they'll be faced with, and they'll be called everything.
Exactly. And you know what, too? I'm going to add this, too, like this populist rebellion pact, whatever the shit Jank doing. Like eventually, in order for them to stay in Congress, they have to go along to get along. So, like, they're going to fight the Democratic Party, a party that do not want to help the working people. Like, they have to go get primary. They're going to get kicked out. Yeah, I hear about David Hall wants to challenge people because, I guess David Hall seen the light and say, yeah, we need to be more populist, I guess. Like, that's all cap too. I need to talk about that on another live stream, but I'll let Bree continue here.
But a child of God and an enemy of the Democratic Party and willing to throw the election to Trump and a proto-fascist and all of the kinds of things we are used to hearing. And so, yes, I think that's what Bernie will say. And I would argue that that's a problem. And I have even less confidence in AOC. You said a moment ago that you think she's learning in kind of. I said if she's learning. If she's learning. Yeah. Okay, I think she is learning. I think she's learning the wrong lessons. Her trajectory, her trajectory since coming onto the public stage has been to move to the right, not to move to the left, and to have an increasingly antagonistic relationship with institutions like the DSA, increasingly attenuated relationship with the left media figures that initially platformed her and helped her to gain national prominence. She has put nothing but distance between herself and the left over time, while at the same time.
And the crazy thing about AOC though, I'm gonna add this: like, she willing to go on Sam Sita's show because Sam Sita, you know, I wouldn't say worship the ground she walks on. I guess that's a little extreme, but he don't criticize her. Like, all of those left platforms that she went on, they criticized her. Even TYT criticized her. They called her out, which was the right thing to do at that time. I mean, you said you're going to fight, and then all of a sudden you're going to cave to Nancy Pelosi because Nancy Pelosi probably threatened your, you know, your job security, to be honest with you, which you're supposed to work for the people. But yeah, like, I mean, like, I'm gonna tell y'all what I think about this rebellion pack, but I'm just letting them cook right now, cook right now.
I'm increasingly courting a more mainstream audience. And when I look at those rallies and I look at their attendance and I look at the conditional support that they get from mainstream Democrats who say things like, I support that they are fighting, I like that they are fighting Trump, but I don't necessarily agree with their message. I don't know that we should be talking about oligarchy. I think they're focused on the wrong policy issues, but I like that they're fighting Trump. That is a signal to me that they are getting support. They are getting increased turnout only on the axis of being anti-Trump. And I don't have a ton of confidence that the Democrats.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say too. That and to sheep herd people back to the Democratic Party.
Democratic Party will continue to support them or see the enthusiasm they're able to gin up as something that the party wants to take advantage of, as opposed to something that the party is afraid of and wants to keep under control. And given that I think you're right about the likelihood of the Democratic Party doing this neoliberal pivot in the next cycle and taking the backlash from Donald Trump and not using it to move to the left and deliver for working people, but to entrench themselves.
I mean, that's what Democrats do. Like, they always move farther to the right. That's why it's called the ratchet effect. Now I see what the ratchet effect means. You know, that's how slow I am now. I realize why people use that example. Like, yeah, like, hey, Trump won. Us pivoting to, you know, with DEI, let's drop that. Since Trump don't want DEI, let's move further to the right. Again, like, same thing I said about DEI though. Like, yeah, it's a farce, but let me continue.
As a corporate party, that makes me even more frustrated that Bernie and AOC aren't using the enthusiasm that they have right now as an opportunity to warn against that exact kind of turn.
There is no universe in which the party embraces what Sanders is doing. None. It's zero. They have already, it's all the signals are out there right now. They are following the James Carville line, which is the rope-a-dope, which is you let Trump burn his bridges, you let him burn his base, you let Elon Musk run amok, and you just ride to power on a negative vote, on an anti-incumbency vote. That the Democratic Party in the last two elections has shown without a shadow of a doubt, they would rather lose to Trump than win with Bernie. It's simply inconceivable that they see, oh my God, look at all these rallies. This is the way forward, as if they haven't known that for 20 years. There's no universe. So that's why I said, will they go down fighting or not? And
the only reason why MSNBC is covering these rallies, I was shocked too, is because they think it's anti-Trump in the Republican oligarchy. Like, the Democrats don't have an oligarchy. That right there should have made Bernie Sanders become an independent. I mean, run as an independent. Like, these motherfuckers don't want you to win. Like, so what you say is fuck them. Like, I'm not gonna leave the people that donated to me, phone bank for me, taking hours out of their time Like, you know, when you do work, you sacrifice and shit. Like, they love life, date life, whatever, fun life to support this guy because they believe in what he says, which to me now it sounds like a big old farce. Like, even if Bernie would have won, which was a joke, he still wouldn't get nothing done hardly. Like they it's levels to this shit. Like, see, a lot of people think that corruption only, you know, a couple of people are corrupt, then you get rid of those people. No, it's levels to this shit, bro. But I let him continue.
Them, I mean Sanders and AOC. Let me clarify what I mean by that. I don't think, Brianna, I don't think there's any way that Sanders runs as an independent or AOC runs as an independent. I don't see any way that they try to start a third party. And you know, you and I might have different views on this. I think that's rational. Ralph Nader ran on an identical platform as Sanders did in 2000, and I was very much on board with that, and it crashed and burned massively. To my mind, what Sanders should be trying to do is fight for, extract a pound of flesh from the party and consolidate his base inside the party in 2028 in a way that forces some kind of shift, some kind of concessions from the centrists within it. And here's why. I don't think that's going to be stable. They're never going to give him anything of any substance over the long run. What Sanders has to do, which is what he has not done in the past, what Sanders has to do is use all these rallies, use his concessions from the party as a way of opening up more possibilities for labor organizing and for the resurgence and the revitalization of the trade union movement, so that instead of going from election to election, hoping for a savior, hoping for the right kind of candidate who can electrify the voters, what you try to get is a strong base of ordinary people through trade unions, through civic associations, through neighborhood associations, who can on a permanent basis push the Democrats to the left to the point where you can have the kind of lasting.
So third parties won't work, but using smaller movements to push Democrats left will work. Like, you're eating on the both sides. Why? How about taking those movements and making another party instead of working through the Democratic Party? Like, Shawn Sawant said this so many times. Like, everybody should know this for verbatim. Like, working through the Democratic Party leads to a graveyard. So pushing a fascist, Democrats are a fascist party, Republicans are a fascist party, but pushing the Democrats to the left is like, it's like getting off a bolt on your car. I mean, yeah, a bolt off your car with a screwdriver, bro. Like, you need something that's capable of getting the bolt off. Like a bolt don't have screws in it. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not a Phillips head. It's a bolt. So, like, you need a wrench. Oh, jeez. Like, he's talking on both sides of the mouth here.
Electoral rule changes in campaign finance, in local redistricting, in local what's called going from winner-take-all systems to some kind of rank voting choice, things like that, where, Brianna, down the road, you can think about challenging the Democratic Party in some meaningful way. Right now, we're just not in a place where, as an electoral vehicle, a third party can really get you anywhere, you know? So we might be thinking in different terms about when we say, will they fight or not? The question is, what can they fight for?
I mean, talking like that, I mean, like, yeah, if you don't try, you don't succeed. Like for example, like, what if Martin Luther King in the SCLC, you know, they didn't try to, like, fight for freedom, for civil rights? Let's say, oh no, you know, this wouldn't work because, you know, it's not going to work because, you know, most of our government, you know, supports segregation, you know, and, like, you still be in the same predicament we was 70 years ago. Damn, 70 years ago. Yeah. So, yeah, I just hate when people say that. Like, I know third parties ain't the end all be all. Like, I think that electoral politics in general is a joke. I mean, like, you shouldn't waste your time on electoral politics. Like, well, RBN and them always say, like, you should focus on local shit, local governments, local politics. Like, you know, that's that's more effective than focusing things on the electoral level. A few more minutes of this, and I'm gonna move on to the next topic. But then I give y'all my thoughts on what I think of this rebellion pack shit.
I think what they could fight for is opening up a space for more organizing of working people.
I guess my frustration, and I'm really interested to hear your views on this. My frustration is, and I don't mean to mischaracterize what you've just said, but there's a general feeling that I don't think is wrong that says real leverage comes from labor. We are at historically low labor rates, unionization rates, and therefore there is less leverage that exists. There are issues with business unionism and capture within unions and all of those kinds of things. And to that extent, labor is not determinative. It doesn't actually, it's not in this current moment able to push the Democratic Party in meaningful ways. We saw Joe Biden herald himself as the most pro-labor president of our lifetimes, had no energy behind passing the PRO Act, voted to crush the railroad strike. We saw Sean Fain sort of withhold his endorsement for Biden for a period of time and sort of articulate some frustrations and allow membership to articulate frustrations over the genocide in Gaza, but ultimately endorsed. We saw Bernie Sanders, who had this big movement behind him and all the popularity that we're seeing evidence of still now back in 2020, in the position to do sort of, it sounds like what you were advocating for, and use his popularity to force changes within the party. He sort of said he was doing that as he conceded to Joe Biden and said he got these commitments.
Yeah, I remember that shit. Like, as soon as the Democrats got power, all that shit went out the fucking window. I remember that shit. I forgot what they called it. It was, I think, ALC, Bernie, Biden, and somebody else. Like, yeah. The Democratic Party cosplays as, yeah, we want to help people, but at the end of the day, they have people to, they say they have a majority, and they have, goddamn, I forgot these people's names, Jesus, during the Biden administration, but to be honest with you, like, they had a slim majority, but they could have got more shit done, but they choose not to. A dude in West Virginia and that woman in Arizona, damn, I forgot their goddamn name, but it's just so much shit goes on, so many people. On the tip of my tongue, like, they had them to be the rotating hero, not rotating villain, rotating hero. Like, to vote down on the minimum wage, same with Obama. Joe Lieberman. 71 days of a supermajority. You know what shit you could have got done in 71 days? Like, Trump get more shit done with executive orders than Obama did with the first term. I mean, obviously what Trump doing is horrible. Like, no doubt about that. I'm just saying, it's like, they could do stuff, but they don't want to do it. And Bernie, I remember they heard, like, we do stuff behind the scenes, like fighting for a committee seat isn't changing anything. Like, a committee seat's not going to improve people's lives. It's just you just getting camera time talking down to an opposing administration official. Like, well, I whipped these fucking dude. Like Jasmine Crockett, like, she got a committee seat and she just talked down to people and literally he called people beast blood and shit. Oh God.
It's like that Joe Biden was going to fight for a $15 minimum wage. And we all saw what happened with that. So from my perspective, I don't disagree with what you're saying as a possible strategic approach. But to the extent that you're saying, well, Ralph Nader ran on the Bernie platform and barely got any votes, so we've tried that trajectory and failed. I would say the same thing of the Bernie can run for office, try a little entryism, run within the Democratic Party, and try to use his popularity.
Yeah, I remember those two. Joe Manchin and Christian Cinema. Damn. My brain
Change
works.
it. We've also seen that model tried and failed. And so what I would ask you is what you say to folks who might look at a different sort of historical model and say, well, the reason that we had the successes of FDR and the New Deal is because in the first half of the 20th century, not only was there a stronger labor force, but there were more radical left political organizations that were communist and socialist and in nature, and that made FDR the compromise position, that were genuinely threatening to the political establishment. Sure, go ahead.
Everything you said is correct. Everything, and I agree with it 100%. There's one, I would say, one mistake in it, which is that FDR wasn't the, what was the word you used? Alternative? Compromise candidate.
Sure.
FDR came to power as the establishment candidate, and there was no third-party threat that they were responding to. That's just not true.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna end it there. Yeah, FDR wasn't the shit FDR did. Like, the only reason why he did it because he didn't want a revolution. He didn't want a revolt, man. Like, you know, even back then, it seemed like to me people had more fight in them than now. I think from then, for FDR to, you know, the Vietnam War to now, it's like they ramped up the propaganda machine to keep people divided. Because a lot of us have things in common. It's just, yeah, like, you know, culture won't let culture war shit get in the way and all that stuff. But I'm gonna end it there. Watch it yourself. It says how the future of the left after Trump on her Bad Faith YouTube channel. Bree does the amazing work. The reason why I showed that clip is because I wanted to show people that, you know, yeah, Jank and Brianna Wu and whoever that's a part of it, Rokana, or Rokahana, Dr. Phil, Rokahana. But like, yeah, like you can have these populist candidates come in there, but what will happen is that they'll probably do a few stunts, and then all of a sudden their rhetoric will change, and they won't fight the Democratic Party, because you fight the Democratic Party, your ass will get primary and kicked out, like with Cori Bush and Jamal Bowman, because both of them, or then, you know, both of them, I guess, supported Palestine. So yeah, and last but not least, what I think about this Rebellion Pack shit. I think it's a grift. The Rebellion Pack is on OpenSecrets.com. I should have pulled it up, but I forgot because I got so many tabs open. I think it's a grift because turns out that it's just a way for Jank and Brianna Wu to pay themselves. Like, yeah, it's a grift. That's why people call Jank and TYT is a grift. Like, Jank realized that his pivot to the right wasn't working. Like, bro, you literally said that we shouldn't talk to the right. Now you say we should talk to the right, and the far left, as you say, counsel you if you talk to the far right. No, that didn't work. So yeah, let's do the populist shit. Yeah, let's move to the left, and, you know, let's prop up these Democratic candidates, and let's do all this shit. Like, don't fall for it, man. Like do mutual aid. Like, join a mutual aid organization. You know, do some work on the ground, man. Like, you know, it's just the Democrat 2.0 shit ain't gonna work. So that's all I had to say about that. On to the next story. You know, yeah, by the way, Brianna Wu, you working with a Zionist dude. That right there shows me a lot about you. Like the grift just keeps on grifting. All right, guys. So this is for Mundo Weiss. I try to always try to include Palestine news on here because it seems like some of the left media channels are like, stop talking about Palestine. I don't think they forgetting about them. I guess it just here is just so much shit every day. But you can't forget about Palestine. I mean, I think talking about Palestine more important than talking about Donald Trump or and stuff like that. So yeah, this is from Mundo Weiss. It says Rafah no longer exists. I said this is part of Israel plan to permanently occupy Gaza. Yep. I'm finna read it. And look at that. Like, and you had liberals. Man, liberals got some kahunas, man. Literally told us saying that Donald Trump will make this worse. Look at this on your screen. Now, how could Donald Trump make that worse when that happened under the Biden administration? Get the fuck up out of here, man, with that shit. Man, like some of you people, man, like, and I'm the fool, so I'm willing to work with liberals. They talk like that? Nah. You just like MAGA. But no, you blue MAGA. You're a lost cause. It says, over the past month, the Israeli army has been methodically emptying Rafah of its residents and leveling what remains of its buildings. The city of Rafah and its surrounding towns are now virtually gone, with most residents having evacuated Norfolk Khan units in the Maswani coastline under artillery fire and the approaching sound of tanks and bulldozers. It says Rafah has also been the site of several documented massacres, including the first responders massacre. Wow. Yeah, but Israel has the right to defend itself in this. Unaliving first responders trying to help Palestinians in rubble or injured. Yeah. In the Tal al-Sultan neighborhood in late March, when the Israeli army opened fire and executed 15 paramedic and rescue workers from the Palestinian Red Crescent Society and the Gaza Civil Defense. Rafah is the Gaza Strip's southernmost governorate located along the border with Egypt. Before the war, it housed about 200,000 residents, and its territory made up about a fifth of Gaza's land. It no longer exists. It says the Israeli demolition and displacement operations started in Rafah well before the short-lived ceasefire between Israel and Hamas took effect mid-January. During the ceasefire period, Israeli forces prevented residents of several border areas from returning, such as the Yabina refugee camp, Al-Wada, Al-Shabura, and Burr, Canada. After the ceasefire broke down in mid-March, the Israeli army flattened them all. But wait a minute, I thought that the ceasefire agreement, the IDF was supposed to pull back. Like I told y'all, this was never really a ceasefire to begin with. Yeah, the bombing stopped, but they're still unaliving Palestinians during that time. Like I hate people say ceasefire. It wasn't a ceasefire. Ceasefire means no unaliving at all. No, none of that shit. But jeez. Let me continue. And it says the objective and all-out assault of Rafah is now clear: to turn around all of Rafah into a flattened buffer zone with a permanent Israeli military presence. According to the Hertz report, this would effectively turn Gaza into an enclave within Israeli-controlled territory, cutting it off from the Egyptian border. It said images and reports coming out of Rafah show a city completely wiped out, with residents confirming that it's no longer fit for human habitation. A buffer zone in a corridor. Khalid al-Daziz, 36, carried out his belongings on a cart and fled Rafah towards Mawasi Rafah several weeks into the Israeli army's renewed bombing campaign. He tried to hold out for a long time between different locations within Rafah, but could no longer withstand the indiscriminate shelling and bombing, he said in a recorded testimony obtained from Mundo Weiss. We left Rafah for the last time. We don't think we will be able to return. Nothing remains of it, he said. Even the tents we set up to survive in Rafah were targeted by the Israeli army. Wherever you go, you won't find homes of people, only the destruction of camps. He said, it is, no one knows where their homes be. So I'm going to end it there because, man, it's a lot to read. Really not a long article, but, y'all get the gist of it. Yeah, man, Rafah, really, most of Gaza is gone. I mean, most of Rafah it's obliterated. And, and a lot of people said, But my problem is if Palestinians have the right to returning home to rubble, like they have nothing to return home to. That what gets me too. But yeah, this is diabolical, man. So, all right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys, last story here. Be sure to like the video. It's free and it don't cost you a damn thing. So like the video. So yeah, last topic I'm gonna talk about. Yeah, like we knew about public schools being inefficient for a very long time now. Like Ron, for example, he talked about how Detroit schools was closing one after one after one. I know Chicago schools have been closing. Public schools have been closing as well. I mean, and these are inner cities. In my state, they had to consolidate public schools. I mean, I used to live in Mississippi. They used to consolidate public schools, which is not good because you're putting more kids into a classroom with one teacher. Sometimes you have a teacher aide or a teacher assistant that's training to be a teacher there, but they really don't do nothing. They just watch the teacher do their thing. Um, like growing up, yeah, that's what happened. Um, yeah, but instead of us funding public schools, Trump wants to get rid of the Department of Education, which will derail public schools. Um, and also, too, I mean, this is even before Trump. We've been giving money to Israel and in war, and cops, like my favorite TikToker said, pigs in war, rather than to public schools. So yeah, I got this from CNBC. It says why public schools are going broke in the United States. It's an interesting video. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna play it and break it down as it goes.
Public school enrollment across the country has been falling.
Yeah. Shout out to Adblock. Hate ads.
Public school enrollment across the country has been falling over the past 5 years, and that may have serious implications. States fund education based on the number of students.
As enrollment declines, we need fewer teachers and other staff because we have fewer students to serve.
But since the pandemic, many schools added staff and are now experiencing what experts call a fiscal cliff. Pandemic-era funding, known as ESSER funds, ended in September 2024, leaving roughly 250,000 education jobs or $24 billion.
It's sad that we had to wait to a pandemic to come to do the bare minimum, which is fund schools to begin with. Like, yeah, like, yeah, it's kind of wild. But I'm gonna continue.
$1 billion worth of labor hanging in the balance.
As the ESSER funds expired and they no longer...
Yeah, and Joe Biden let those funds expire. Because the Democrats do. Like, like they took away the child tax credit. They let the pandemic funds for schools expire. Like, yeah. Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why schools are going broke. Or closing, too, as a matter of fact.
Had those funds to support the added services from the pandemic, then they had to make decisions about that staff. And so in many cases, they're laid off.
It's like a family wins the lottery and says, wow, I have $1 million this year. I should buy a new house that has $1 million mortgage. There's no way you're going to be able to pay that next year. You're just using that money for this year.
This has caused friction in local communities.
You are not in need of these layoffs. Everyone knows it. You are choosing to lay people off.
Pasadena decided to take the slash and burn approach. It's obviously having a devastating impact on the morale of our schools.
Yeah, laying off the most important people in our country that teach our kids. Yeah. And they just don't care. They just do it. Hey. Like, as they say, no need to do that. But, yeah, like, this shows you, man, like, when it comes to the working man, like, they don't give a fuck. Like, it's all about their bottom line. I'm pretty sure the school board, I'm pretty sure their pockets are padded. See, That's how this shit works. Like, oh boy. Like, so when you lay off teachers, that put more burden on, like I said, packs the classrooms up, which, like some of those kids probably probably autistic, high-end autistic like me. They probably need a little bit more attention. Some of them probably have learning disabilities in general. Like, the less kids and the more teachers, that means more kids spread out, and they learn better. Maybe that's why kids eventually drop out of school, because, one of the reasons why, because these public schools are inadequate.
Having irreversible impacts on our students and their sense of what's right in this world.
We actually warned school districts in advance. Be careful about this money, because if you take on recurring financial commitments, you're going to really find that in 2025, we'll be calling it the bloodletting.
Here's why many.
Yeah, because it wasn't permanent, which my thing is, funding public schools, that should have been permanent. You should have made that permanent, but you made it last a few years. Like, see, they knew they weren't going to keep it, just like the child tax credit, Like, yeah, this is what they do. The dummies.
Many U.S. schools are being forced to cut staff, and what that means for the students who are left behind. The number of students attending public schools in the United States has been falling since 2020. California has experienced steeper enrollment declines than the national average over a longer period of time, which is consistent with an exodus from California.
There are two leading factors that contribute to a decline in enrollment. The first one is lower birth rates. Fewer kids are being born. That's the number one impact.
There you go. Yeah. When people can't afford to have kids, the schools allow the kids to teach the kids. Obviously, right? Like, the birth rate issue to me, I get it why a lot of people are not having kids. It makes sense in a lot of ways, because you're looking at the way the world is now, and you look at the climate crisis, and you have to deal with the climate crisis. You really don't want your child to deal with this, and other stuff too as well. But that makes sense right there.
Second impact for California is historically we've been a net migration in state.
One thing that makes sense about the birth rate thing, and these billionaires want women to have more children, is that you got Bill Gates saying that AI will replace doctors and stuff like that, and will replace jobs, but you want people to have more kids. Like, that just don't make any sense to me. But I let that continue.
During the pandemic, from quarter to quarter, it kind of shifted between net migration in, net migration out. We've not offset the decline in birth rates with migration from other states.
Birth rates are down, and they have been down for a while. So where we see that in schools, it's with smaller kindergarten class, first grade class. It's not in high schoolers yet, because the birth rates weren't down when they were born.
Enrollment decline means the school requires fewer staff or other resources, but it also impacts education budgets. In most states, school funding is based on how many students are enrolled, or in California's case, how many actually show up each day. That means fewer kids equals fewer dollars.
Most districts don't want to lay off staff or
I think that's bullshit. Again, so you punish. So basically, because people are not having kids anymore, which means public schools will suffer, which means teachers will get laid off, which means, that's a problem. It's like, see, this is what happens too with the property taxes thing. Like, it don't make any sense because based on your zip code, whether you go to school down the street from you, or because your zip code is poor and they have to consolidate, you have to go to school in another city or whatever. Like, it's a problem. It's a problem. So fewer kids in this school, okay, so we just consolidate both schools together. Jeez, man.
Walk back pay raises, and so they have gaps in their budgets. Those are coming at the same time when they have enrollment declines. So really, it's putting a lot of pressure on school district budgets right now.
This drop in enrollment was happening in some states prior to the pandemic. However, an influx of federal relief money obscured the financial decline.
During the pandemic and the pandemic recovery period, the federal government put a lot of federal relief dollars into school districts. Usually school districts are mostly funded with state and local dollars. So this was a lot of extra new money. Then that money went away.
Yeah, see? When the federal government funds shit, like, because we our own sovereign currency, like, and I don't want to hear about this federal debt shit, like the federal deficit, like, yeah, they do that. They talk about that to, again, propagandize people that don't know how this stuff works, to thinking that, hey, we spending too much money on helping people out. You know, we got to cut back because, you know, the deficit. Like, that's a lie. Like, they've been lying to you all this time. Now, like I said earlier, it took a pandemic for the federal government to do something good, which fund public schools, which public schools been drowning for a long time. Again, depending on your zip code is how your local school district is doing. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, states don't have their own sovereign currency, so it's pretty sure, like, in Mississippi, it will be harder to fund schools than in, let's say, New York or California. And you see California, for example, they laying off teachers, you know, so yeah.
The federal government chose to put those relief funds in school districts. It had nothing to do with enrollments. It was, wow, these kids have been out of school for the pandemic. We need them to come back to school. We know that school districts have some unusual expenses right now. So they didn't worry about the fact that we had fewer students coming in.
Staff and are now...
Oh, I forgot. There you go. I'm about to say I pressed the scroll button too far. Yeah, like the pandemic. One thing that really bothered me about that is when the pandemic came and they shut down the schools, rightfully so, to save people's lives. They didn't realize that most kids are poor and working class. Like, everybody doesn't have a laptop, or people have shitty ass internet connections, or they have no Wi-Fi at all. So yeah, like that. Like, see, this is why I advocate for municipal broadband to be free for everybody. And I think every kid that goes to school should get a free computer of some sort, because not only they could take the laptop to the school, or they could learn at home. Maybe you could do a hybrid system. Maybe that'll help. Like, but during the pandemic, they didn't think about that. So a lot of kids end up being behind because they didn't have no access to the school. I mean, yeah, people said kids got smartphones, but yeah, you still need a computer, man. You can do more with a computer than a phone. A phone is small, it's only limited, but yeah, it was a mess. I forgot to talk about that too as well. So yeah.
Is that we've got extra staff, and we have to adjust for that, because with fewer kids, there's less revenue, and you have a need for fewer staff to serve those kids because you have less.
It shouldn't be, the funding should not be based on how many kids you got. Now, everywhere is different. It's different amount of people in different locations. Like, so one school get more funding but the school with the less kids get lesser funding. No, it shouldn't be like that. That's total BS.
Left.
Pasadena Unified School District in Southern California announced to the community in 2024 that they were considering staffing cuts due to budget shortfalls. PUSD has seen a steady decline in enrollment since 2014, just like the broader trend in California. The superintendent's leadership also says
the attrition of students did not match the current staffing model that they currently had.
My name is Jonathan Gardner. I'm president of the Teachers Union in Pasadena, called the United Teachers of Pasadena. We knew that they were considering cuts in the fall. They just decided that students don't need the stability of having their teachers around, and they were going to cut, because they can, an extra $5 million in teacher positions. We have about 117 teachers now that are being told that they're not coming back next year.
Pasadena Unified School District has 23 schools and roughly 14,000 students. The news of the cuts has led to pushback from the community.
So let me get this. So let me put this together. So you got 23 schools, 14,000 students. Let me do it. Let me do some math here. Let me see. You got 23,000 divided by 14,000 divided by 23. Shit. Divided by 23. So basically, per school is 609 kids per school. Now that's a lot of kids in a school. Man, that's a lot of kids per school. But the problem is that when you cut teachers, those 609 are gonna be packed up tight in classrooms. When the more teachers you have, the more students will learn better. Like that's a fact. Like yeah, and the reason why they're doing that is because it's stupid excuses why they're doing it. It really is.
Community.
But we know that our budget situation calls for reduced spending, and because 80 to 90% of our education expenditures are for personnel, when we have big budget cuts, it will affect people.
Parents and teachers didn't just oppose the layoffs, they accused the district of poor planning, misplaced priorities, and cutting the wrong corners.
Teacher salaries are barely 30% of the district's entire budget. So cutting 10% of us means you're only saving 3% overall. I'm not a math teacher, but what are you doing? Why must we do this every year?
3%. What's 3%? Yeah. Cutting the budget. I mean, school is like a public service. Like, cutting the budget for what? To pad the pockets of the school board? Come on, man. Play a little bit more of this.
Having to face these reduction in force cuts, these rifts, year after year is exhausting.
These certificated reductions is that they are mainly at the school site, so I know that parents and staff at the school sites feel very affected by it. We did do a significant number of central office reductions last year.
While district officials pointed to enrollment and funding as drivers of the cuts, critics argue the decisions reflect deeper, longer-standing problems.
Pasadena Unified has made a habit of spending extra money on administration and contracted services whenever they have a grant, and then they continue that expense once the grant ends. And in fact, that's exactly what they did with ESSER funding. A lot of why we're dealing with our current budget shortfalls, at least projected shortfalls, because...
So basically, I'm going to end it there. Watch it yourself is on CNBC's YouTube channel. So basically, what I got from there is, well, they talking about Pasadena, for example. So basically, once the funding ran out, they had to make cuts. Which, again, like I said, there's no excuse for the federal government to not fund public schools. Public schools should not be funded just on because of where you live at. Like that's so classist. I mean, everything is centered around class, man. I'm telling y'all. You know, most likely people that live in wealthy areas is not gonna take their kids to public school anyway. They're gonna be in private school. And the only reason why probably a wealthy kid would be in a public school is because maybe something happened with them in a private school or something. Like, I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, like this is a big problem in now since the funding ran out under Joe Biden, 2024. Joe Biden was still president. Now schools have to cut back. So now schools are back to where they were pre-pandemic. Like, this ain't nothing new. Like, during those years, schools were spending more, hiring more teachers, hiring more staff. Like, you know, I'm pretty sure when kids went back to school, I'm pretty sure the grade scores went up and stuff. I'm not for sure. I need to look at that, but our priorities is not in the right place, man. We rather fund war. We rather fund, pigs in war. Yeah. All right, guys, that's the show. Told y'all this would be a 2-hour stream. I need to stream longer because, they reward you the longer you stream. I noticed that. So So yeah, y'all, appreciate y'all watching this episode of, well, this live stream of the Good Faith Show. Again, shameless plugs on the bottom of your screen there. Support the ATP Network crew. That's all our handles right there. Follow the official ATP Network Twitter account at ATP Network 247 and like the video. It don't cost you a damn thing. Like it. And also to GazaFunds.com. Go support a Palestinian, please. Like, instead of just being dramatic. On Twitter, like GazaFunds.com. So, alright, y'all. That's the show. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching the Good Faith Show. I'm Andre Morton, signing out. Have a good one. Oh yeah. Fuck Benjamin Netanyahu.